Where are all my bulls? Here we are! It is time to forget about this ridiculous introduction and go to the content of the day, which is actually that crypto is insanely bullish. Now, I know what you think. I don't know what you think. But I can imagine that you think like, hey, FOMO, you always are very cautious. And that's definitely true. Because short, midterm, hey, we can go down. But at the end of this bull market, we will be sitting way higher than where we are right now. And I want to show like multiple indicators that show that. Just to give you a perspective so that you know what you are doing this for. And please keep in mind, most of this video I'm talking about Bitcoin as the crypto market. You should understand that if Bitcoin goes to over 100K, that your altcoins are probably going to do very fine. Okay, so I'll make a dedicated video about altcoins as well. If you already feel like I'm gonna like that, I'm gonna like this, subscribe to the channel, turn the bell notification on. Let me know if you agree with what I'm going to say right here. First of all, time-wise. If we look at Bitcoin time-wise, then it's looking quite bullish out here. If you agree that we are in a 4-year cycle since basically the beginning of Bitcoin, then you can also understand that, hey, May 2024 is very positive compared to May 2020, where we had the bottom, we had a big push to the upside, we came down right here, and we're coming down a little bit right now, which can go on a little longer, of course, but eventually this is all pretty much sideways, and you know, we are set for a new leg of this bull market. In this bull market, we had leg number 1 and leg number 2. We just had leg number 1. I am very much prepared for leg number 2. Whenever it might come, it will come. Okay, number 2, the Bitcoin production cost. What it costs to mine Bitcoin. If you look at this, we just had the halving, so the production cost went up. It doubled, right? I mean, less Bitcoin, half of Bitcoin is giving out to the miner, so it will cost them double to mine a Bitcoin. Now, this is currently sitting at around $60,000. Why is this so bullish? If you look back in history, Bitcoin, wicks, you know, are the exception here and there. But overall, Bitcoin never went lower in price than the production cost is. Never. You can go back to the complete history of Bitcoin. It never went below it. So based off of history, 60K, if that's what it costs to mine a Bitcoin, should be the floor price for Bitcoin. So if we go down, that's nice, but how far can we really go down? Next is the bull market support band. It's in the name, it gives support in a bull market, and in a bear market it does the complete way around. But in a bull market, it's holding up beautiful as support. And we just a couple of weeks ago bounced off of the bull market support band like quite perfectly again on this wick basis right here. And the bull market support band is forecasting that in a matter of a couple months, it is already sitting at $66,000. So this is raising the floor as well. And usually in a bull market, this is driving us up the complete way. If you look at the last bull market, we were way above it. If you look at the bull market before that, a lot of testing, but we never really went below it. So we are currently above it for a long time already. And this is a very bullish sign that Bitcoin has been going up very consistently. Next, nobody, I repeat, nobody gives a fuck. Therefore, I can curse now. Nobody's watching anyway. If you look at the red line, social metrics, YouTube subs, YouTube views, Twitter subscribers, etc., followers, it's down bad. And it's down like really bad, down at these levels right here, right, which we were at the bottom of 2018. So nobody cares about crypto right now. I find it quite fascinating that nobody cares about crypto, but Bitcoin still holds the $66,000 level. Even 60 or 50 would be like amazing that we just hold that. Well, retail is completely gone. It is completely gone. Nobody is here. Now, that might feel a little scary, like, you know, nobody cares. Like, is there something wrong? You know, when nobody cared as well, right here, what was this? Well, the best opportunity to buy, basically, because here you could have bought Bitcoin for 3K before we rode it to 70. Or here, when nobody cared, If nobody cares, then nobody's driving the price up. So if you are here already before people start to care, then you can buy cheap, and the people that will come after you will pump the price for you. Next is the MVRV-Z score, and the MVRV-Z score is an equal to the market cap minus the realized cap divided by the standard deviation market cap. I don't completely understand, but all I know is we don't need to I kind of understand, but we do not need to overcomplicate it. It's in fact pretty simple. Whenever the score is between, like, let's say 0 and 3, it's a screaming buying opportunity. Whenever it's more around 6 to 10, then you should think about selling. If you ignored all the charts, all the data, all the euphoria, all the fear, all the emotion, all the lines drawn, all the YouTube, everything, and just traded off of this, you would have completely outperformed everybody in the whole market. If you buy whenever it is low, you buy at a low price. If you sell whenever it's high, you sell at a high price. It marked off the tops pretty well. We're now sitting at 2. Whenever it was sitting at 2, for example, in the run up of the bull market right here, was when Bitcoin still had a 4x to go, and that's the least bullish example that I can show you right here, because here it was absolutely crazy what Bitcoin did, and especially over here. So overall, it's still looking very bright out there. And next one is this, just in, from the moment of recording at least, the 7-day average of new Bitcoin addresses created drops to 276,000 addresses, a low that has not been seen since 2018. So people are not creating new Bitcoin addresses anymore, aka retail is not stepping in. That's what we saw on the social risk, but this is just basically another chart that measures that. We are sitting very low, and the last time we were that low was in July 2018 in the bear market, right? So that was when, the interest was completely gone, basically. Now the interest is just as low as the middle of a bear market, but while Bitcoin is sitting at $60,000. So that only shows, like, damn, if people finally start to step in again, then the price can really go crazy, right? Because there is nobody fueling the market right now. But the people that are in crypto do feel like, yeah, but we are not going to sell this. This is the silent before the storm, the calm before the, how do you say that? In the Netherlands, we say the stilte voor de storm. But it's crazy. People, they expect what's going to happen. I'm expecting the same, right? And I think you should as well. Next up is the stochastic RSI. Now this is really interesting. This is a momentum indicator, and we are now overbought. And usually when people hear the word overbought, they feel like, oh, it's too expensive, you should sell right now. Now that's not true. If you, for example, look at this bull market right here, we were overbought in this area as well, right? So you could, of course, felt like, let's sell it right here, right? Like this line that I've drawn right here. Let's remove this one. This line that I've drawn right here. It's quite comparable as we are, overbought for a while. We just turned down, right? So people felt like, okay, let's sell it right here. Okay, let's take a look what price. Oh, wait. $600, and it eventually went to 20K, right? Usually in a bull market, when we are overbought, we can, stay there for a very long time. Even in 2021, we were overbought for a short time, came down, but we went back into the territory. Now, that's kind of the same what I'm seeing playing out right now, potentially as well. Or that we just repeat this right here. My head is in the way. Well, we repeat this right here. Where we go down, up, down, up, down. A beautiful Bart Simpson, right? We are potentially in the making of that. On the 2-month, we are just, getting up there, right? And that's really interesting as well. Because the best performance for Bitcoin, or any asset, basically, is when we are overbought. Like if you go up, that's nice, but especially the point where we are sideways in that period, that's if you look at the price, especially where the price goes parabolic. Now, we haven't even started to go horizontal here yet. So a lot, is about to come. Okay, next one. I know I've said this before, and some people said like, okay, this may be a little too bullish, but it is what it is. If we look at the logarithmic regression band for Bitcoin, this is really good. If you look at this these green bands, that's the lower regression band, and the red is the upper regression band, and it's very clear to me. In a bull market, we go towards or into the red band, the upper band, right? Here, 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 and here, like no exception. And in a bear market, we get to the lower band, here, 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 and here. Now it's very simple. Lower band, buying opportunity, red band, sell. It's like that simple. If you look back at this, it's like, okay, yeah, you know, pretty obvious. Now, what you may notice already is that we are still in the green territory right here, right? So if we are still here, you know, the upper green band, if we would hit that today, right, which we probably won't, then Bitcoin would be sitting at $84,000, and that's still bearish. Now the band is moving up, of course, right, as you can see right here. So let's say we hit that band somewhere beginning 2025, then Bitcoin would be already sitting at 108K, and that will still be considered bearish. Now, one thing, name one bull market where we did not at least come close to the upper band, right? The first bull market was actually the worst. So this is not even diminishing. Yeah, the band is diminishing, right? The band is going up harder here than over here, right? So the diminishing returns are already included in this chart. Now, in every bull market, we get close to or go right into that upper band. If you believe, just like me, that the 4-year cycle is still intact and that we should top out somewhere Q4 2025, let's take a look where the price is sitting by then. Let's say September, October, November, give or take. Then the lower upper band is sitting at $285,000 and the upper band is sitting at $430,000, depending on when exactly we get there, right? It sounds completely ridiculous, like $400,000. But again, it would be exceptional if it doesn't happen, right? So this is not me saying like, hey, it will happen, but it is exceptional if we do not get there this time, because usually we do get there here, 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 and here. So why not in this current bull market? Now, there's a good chance that you watch this video during a period where you are bored out of your mind by the crypto market. Bitcoin is going sideways for almost 3 months. Altcoins are slowly bleeding against Bitcoin and not really performing at the moment. And everybody's waiting on an Ethereum ETF that's likely going to be rejected in May. When is something going to happen? What's the narrative? We do not need a narrative, in my opinion. We just had the halving. After every halving, we went parabolic, parabolic, parabolic. There's no good reason for me to believe that after this halving, we suddenly go down. At least we do not have to go as parabolic as this, but up is pretty likely, right? Now, also, if you put it a little more in perspective, how did Bitcoin move after this halving, or this halving, or this halving? Let's take a look at this chart. This is Bitcoin after the halving in every cycle. Blue line first cycle, red line second cycle, orange line last cycle, and the green one, this little thing over here, is our current cycle. So if you look what's about to come for Bitcoin, you know, you could potentially, you know, expect something like this, something like that, right? Now this is diminishing. After the first halving, Bitcoin did around a 90x, right? After the second cycle, Bitcoin did a 30x. After the last cycle, Bitcoin did a 8x. What can we expect right now? Maybe 4, 5, something like that. I mean, that's diminishing. Well, 4, 5 is not that bad, considering that Bitcoin during the halving was sitting at around $60,000. Put a 4 or 5x on that, and it potentially meets up with the you know, the prediction that we gave earlier by the logarithmic regression band. Also, it's very common that after the halving, Bitcoin doesn't do shit, right? People are they were anticipating to the halving like, oh, big event, it's legendary. It's like watching the moon blow up and the sun block all the animals on Earth. I have no idea, but right after the halving, nothing happens. But never, like that never happened. If you zoom in on this was the halving. Bitcoin went fucking sideways in every market so far for at least 50 days, at least. But if we take the first halving away, it was more like 75 days. And even then it was slowly going up, right? Slowly. But the real move upward started kind of here, right? After 100, 150 days or so. So usually it takes a couple of months for Bitcoin to respond after the halving. We're now in these couple of months. That's the, you know, based on complete history, the last opportunity that you get to buy, actually. Well, I mean, you can buy later, but then you get less. Gaussian Channel, don't ask me what it is exactly, but I can make something out of it, right? When the Gaussian Channel is turned red, it often marks the bottom, or at least a very sideways low accumulation area for Bitcoin. And whenever it's green, it's Bitcoin's coming out of it, and it's basically in a bull market. And that's where we are right now. But if you look at it like this, how long are we green? Well, in this bull market, we were sitting at the green channel for around 120 weeks. Here, we were sitting in the green for around 144 weeks. Here, we were in the green level for around 149 weeks. So let's say 140, give or take, on average, right? At this moment, we are now sitting at 40. So we still have 100 weeks to go, right? Don't use all these things that I say like, hey, this is going to happen. All I do right now is look at different indicators that show like, hey, when these indicators flashed in the past, this is how Bitcoin responded, right? And that was positive. And a lot of these indicators are flashing right now as well. It's not a guarantee that Bitcoin is going to respond positively. But if you say that it won't, you are betting against all odds, because that's what the data is for. Not to predict, but to make your, you know, have the best chances, basically. It's still gambling, but the house won't win this way. Another interesting one, number 7 or something, I don't know who's counting, right? But this is the total crypto market and its fair value and the trend line around it. So if you look at this, we have a clear top side, right? Bull market, bull market, bull market, bull market. And we have a downside, and the red line is the fair value. Now, this is, in last cycle, it was a little different because we didn't went exactly to the top. But hey, in every bull market, we at least go far over the fair value, right? Over the red line. In a bear market, we are sitting more at the lower band right here. So where are we sitting right now? We are currently flirting with the fair value, and at the specific moment of recording, we are even below it. Is this usually where we top out? Well, no, obviously not, right? I mean, we went to the top right here, we went to the top right here, we went to the top right here, and we came halfway to the top right there. So it is very likely that we go way higher right here. Now, also, this is moving up. So let's take this by the end of 2025. The fair value by then is sitting at around 5 trillion. We are currently sitting at around 2.5 trillion. So even if for some reason we just get to the fair value this time, which is highly unlikely, then the total crypto market is still likely to double. Right? That's the total crypto market. But now the fun comes in, of course, right? Because at a certain point, you can say like, well, that's Bitcoin to 120K and all the altcoins double as well, right? But if we look at the Bitcoin dominance right here, you can see that the Bitcoin dominance is, let me remove this. You can see that the Bitcoin dominance is still in an upwards trend. At a certain point, this will go down and alt season will finally come. Altcoins will outperform Bitcoin. So that would mean that, let's say Bitcoin is sitting at 130K, the dominance goes down, so a lot of that money of Bitcoin has been put into altcoins. So Bitcoin might not stay at 130K, but maybe go back to 100 or 90 or whatever. But altcoins don't 2x. They take all that liquidity from Bitcoin, and that's why you see altcoins doing 10, 20, 50, 100x's, and at least 5x on average? I mean, it's very simple. Bitcoin has a $1.3 trillion market cap, right? Now, if we look at the top 100, and I'm not even outside of the top 100 right now where I actually like to invest, but if you, for example, look at number 100, right? EOS currently has a market cap of 900 million. If you do the math on that, then even a top 100 coin has to grow by, let's say, 1,500 times to be as big as Bitcoin. So you can understand how small of a portion of the Bitcoin market cap has to flow into some real, low caps to make them completely blow up. So even, like I said, in this pretty bearish case scenario, this is actually, I'm not even saying that this will happen, right? But even if we end up that bearish, altcoins will still blow up. And I can name a lot more. But these are already multiple reasons to be super bullish on Bitcoin in the near future. And with the near future, I mean this bull market somewhere mid-end 2025. So if ever the market goes down, look at this video, remind yourself, zooming out works. It actually works, right? If you trade too short term, it means that you're emotional, you're over-allocated, you're not completely certain about the future. That last one, I can take that away for you. So if you do like the content, please like the content, subscribe to the channel, turn the bell notification on, and let me know, are there any other indicators that show you like why you should be bullish on Bitcoin in the future? Apart from the whole narrative why Bitcoin exists, of course, we all know about that. But what shows you on screen like, hey, this looks interesting? Let me know down below.